Hello, my darlings. So, today we're gonna talk about breakup. I've been through a breakup before, but I'm not gonna get into it. Just know that I understand, first off, because breakup is one of the most traumatizing, most hurtful thing you can go through. When going through a breakup, it's easy to fall into depression and just watch a whole bunch of romantic movies that has these almost impossible happy endings or endings that just won't happen for you because we have to be realistic. So today I'm going to talk about two films that actually have a better, more realistic happy ending compared to the traditional, oh, we get back together, or everything works out. So here we go. I have my notes on the movies, and yes, I rewatched them so I can know what the F I'm talking about. Okay, first we're going to talk about Seriously Single. What I loved about this film, aside from what the message was the African culture. Very much needed. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. The problems that she had when it came to relationship is that she loved too hard. I'm not going to go too in depth in it because I don't want to spoil the whole movie for everyone who didn't watch it, but she definitely loved a little too much. She was one of those people that felt like she needed to be in a relationship, and her mom definitely pushed her to hurry up and find a husband, have kids. But yeah, being that person, you can run into a lot of people that you don't need in your life. A lot of men that it's not in your best interest. They just giving you what you want in order to get what they want. So she was falling in love with a lot of people that were just like charming, but didn't really want the same things as her. And so she went through a lot with that. You can see that she hate being alone. And I know a lot of people like that. At one point, I hated to be alone. And that is really when you do a lot of things you don't need to be doing when it comes to love and relationships and situationships. Like, you just give your all just to be like, hey, I'm here and I need love and I need you to give it back to me, and it's not supposed to be that way. I have a quote. Sorry, I'm looking at my phone because I think it's a lot, but it was one scene where it was her and her friend, and I don't want to give a lot of background, but the quotes just definitely it sent the message, and it was like worth repeating. So to her friend, she said, he makes me happy. And her friend says, no, he makes you feel less alone. That hit me because a lot of the times when I was in situationships and little relationships that I felt like was not going anywhere, or was, I wanted to go in somewhere, but I just knew like deep down it just wasn't, is that I was really just with them because it was like, okay, this is better than being alone. This is better than, being single and just, looking for love. Like, I have someone. He might not want the same thing as me, but I have someone. And we have these little moments, but, So I definitely feel like that is relatable. I don't remember who said this. I feel like this is her friend, Carrie, saying this, who says, I'm in love with not being in love. At one point, I was in love with not being in love because I felt like love was something that was just way too powerful for me. It changes you. It makes you do things you didn't ever expect you to do. You feel weak in a way. I don't want to say this, but like, you feel weak. You feel softer, I guess you could say. You feel softer, and you just don't feel like yourself. And it be good ways, but also bad ways, because when it's time to let go, when it's time to just be like, no, love not supposed to feel like this, that love is still overpowering your brain. And so I get that line. Even though I'm in a relationship right now, it's like sometimes I'm like, oh my god, I'm in love, and it's still scary because anything could happen, and the way I react, I wouldn't know until it happens, because it's like love is in the way. It's not just, sometimes you can't separate, a lot of times you can't separate your brain from your heart, and it's just like the fact that love can overpower your brain, like, godly. Anyways, so overall, love the movie. If you are in a situation where you are steady going through the men that doesn't want to commit, that just not on the same values as you, but you still trying to look for love, I feel like this is the movie for you. Because no shade, no judgment, it's a lot of girls out there that don't want to be alone, don't just want to love and want to be loved, and that's not That's not something you should take a shame of, but you also have to figure out why and make sure you love yourself enough to know that, like, this person doesn't love me, so cut them off. Sometimes you can see that person's not for you in the beginning, but just because you want company and he do this for you, or he's good and bad, like, it's not, we do not need that. So like I said, if you're a person that doesn't like to be alone, instead of getting these people that isn't aligning with your values and with what you want, but you still going through with it, watch this film. This film will definitely open your eyes. Second film, oh my god, Someone Great. When I tell you I love everything about this movie, like, my notes for this, listen baby, I think with the heartbreak that I had with my high school ex, it's basically like the message and the delivery of it I really resonated with, because it wasn't the same situation, of course, but they was together for a long time, we were together for a long time, and once you together for a long time like that, it's hard to let go. It's hard to just be like, okay, we're done. Like, you too comfortable with that person. You was my everything and now you not. Like, come on now. So this is a few years after college, and she got her dream job in another state, like across the country. And so of course he have his life there in New York, and so it's just like, oh well, this is going to be a problem. He don't want to do long distance relationship, and that's understandable. A lot of people will be like, okay, that's selfish, because if y'all been together for a long time, you can survive anything. But definitely understandable. Once that distance comes between you all, I think it definitely makes a difference. Once you see all the flashbacks of their relationship, you'll be like, how could they not work out? Like, they fit each other, they could survive anything. I love how they incorporated the friends relationships too, because it was one friend, Erin, who was just afraid of commitment, and Blair with her long-term relationship, and it was just like it was ready to end. They both wanted it to end, but they was too comfortable. And so I love how they put that in there too, because sometimes a relationship can run its course. It was just like you both come to a mutual understanding that it's not it anymore, and it's just the way it is, unfortunately, when it comes to relationships. I think the hardest thing when it comes to a relationship is leaving when all the love is still there, but you know it's not going to work out. You know if you stay, yeah, the love will probably still be there, but it's going to get worse and worse overall. That brings me to the poem that she wrote, because I wrote a poem when my heartbreak happened. So like, when I tell you this it's so relatable for me, and I know it's relatable for other people as well. The overall message was basically that she wanted a once more to turn into way more. It was just like, oh, can we have dinner once more, sleep together once more, talk once more, and maybe all those once more will add to a lifetime. That was like one of her lines, actually. And I'm like, oh my god, I know that feeling. Like, just wanted to do it one more time, and just hoping that like he feels the way, and it just, all the bad stuff goes away as y'all see how much y'all love each other, how much it was there, all the happy moments y'all have together, that the once more will turn into something like, oh, we need to stop playing. Like, the breakup was just a break. Like, no, the breakup is a breakup, ma'am. I think this is my number 2 on my top 5 rom-com movies, because I love the F out of this movie. Like, it was so relatable with the timing, and it was just yes ma'am. It was just ma'am, yes ma'am, yes ma'am. Yes. Overall, I think this is a great movie. 10 out of 10. You must watch, especially if you was ever in a long-term relationship. If you're going through a breakup at all, watch this, because it's like a realization of you have to choose yourself, or you have to love yourself. Definitely check out those films if you haven't already, because they are the best films I don't watch in rom-com in a long time. Check those out.